Without good blocking, your team's not going anywhere. Cisco blocks cyber attacks for customers around the world, including the entire Fortune 100 and the NFL. Because when the game is on the line, and it's always on the line, the NFL relies on Cisco.
Yeah. See what happens out there. Talked about how bad it was going to be last week and barely rained. So.
Well, you and Terry Francona were in Boston at the same time and kind of at similar stages when your teams were first winning championships. Did you have much of a relationship with him, and what were your thoughts on him retiring?
Yeah, no, I had a great relationship with Tito. Yeah, loved having him here. I had a good relationship with all the Boston coaches, really. But yeah, no, he was great and very supportive, and you know, down there in training camp with him, and yeah, spent a decent amount of time with him.
Can you keep track of him after he left?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, it's hard, but still got a lot of loyalties here too. You know, but yeah, but no, I love him. He's great.
Progress have you seen with two of the rookie offensive linemen, Tony Moffitt and Steve Sack, early on here?
Yeah, Jake, all three of them. Yeah, they're out there working hard every day, getting better. You know, it's a tough position to play, long way to go, but they're improving.
Said it was something like Peppers. I forgot the exact verbiage that you used for Peppers this summer. But have you seen that continue in this season?
Yeah, Pep had a great offseason, good training camp. You know, he started this year healthy, and last year he missed all spring, and then kind of, I forget when he started practicing, somewhere in the middle of training camp, middle of August, something like that. So he's just way ahead of where he was. Plus he has all last year under his belt. So yeah, he's way ahead of where he was last year. Looks good out there.
The other day, we read on the Cowboys, credited Jerry Jones and a lot of the Cowboys staff personnel. Of course, Gil Brandt is someone that you have a relationship with as well. I was curious, he passed away not too long ago, some of his legacy, and what he meant to you and what he meant to the game of football from his time in Dallas.
Yeah, Gil had a big impact on both the college and the pro game. You know, with Murchison, Schramm, Brandt, and Landry, I mean, it was a pretty formidable operation they had down there. 20 straight winning seasons or whatever it was. It was a lot. You know, Gil was a college scout, so he spent a lot of time, you know, with the draft, college players, all the way. Even, I mean, when I talked to him a few weeks ago, he was asking about our draft choices, you know, so. And then, of course, that goes back to my dad, you know, who was a college coach, and they had a relationship from, you know, Gil scouting and, you know, my dad, and being a scout, being at a lot of games that Gil was at as a, looking at different things, but, you know, so I knew him through my dad, and, you know, of course, Staubach down there and all that. And then when I got to Cleveland, you know, Mike Lombardi and I spent a lot of time with Gil, just trying to, you know, get some insight from him on, you know, team building and so forth, other things that related to the, not the coaching side of it, but the scouting side of it, the administrative side of it. And then, you know, when Gil stepped away from the Cowboys, then, you know, I just spent a lot of time with him at that point, really going back over, you know, scouting systems, grades, various, you know, other, you know, tips and so forth that he had. So he was very great friend, you know, great person. Glad to obviously see him, you know, get inducted into the Hall of Fame a couple of years ago. And what a great legacy he left, and, you know, did a lot for the game, did a lot for scouting. You know, like guys like him and Bucko really are, you know, say the pillars of pro scouting and college scouting. And, you know, Gil was one of those guys that, you know, because he saw so many college games and so many college teams, had a lot of influence with college presidents on who to hire and so forth, because he'd seen all the college coaches, you know, the coordinators at other schools that, you know, they weren't going to get the head coach, but, who are the up and coming coordinators, coaches, and so forth. And I know he had a lot of influence with college presidents, college ADs that were looking to hire, and outside of their circle, who do they really know? Maybe the guys in their conference and all that, but Gil really was a national resource. So I'd say there was a period of time there where he really, I don't want to say controlled, but had a lot of influence in the college hiring process, and probably did all the way up till the end, because he was still very well connected in those circles, not just the coaches, but ADs, college presidents. Very, very respected guy in all circles.
Is that where the nickname Godfather came from?
Probably. Everybody owed him something. Yeah, probably a lot more than one favor. Yeah, he helped out a lot of people. I mean, I wouldn't even be able to count the number of people that he got jobs for, especially head coaching jobs, which then that rolls into another, however many people they hire, 8, 10, whatever's on their staff. I mean, that just, it's a big ripple effect. So, yeah, he was like a tidal wave. Just a lot of ripples in the water from, wherever he landed.
Bill, Christian Gonzalez was named Defensive Rookie of the Month. I was just wondering what you've seen from him, and what's it like to see him get recognized so early on in his career?
Yeah, it's great for him. It's not really what we're in it for, though. So, just trying to win games, get better, and of course, getting a recognition like that is probably it's a good sign. Things are going fairly well, but there's still a lot to work on. Every week's a new challenge, and so congratulations. But really, our goals are different and bigger than that.
We saw Phil Brown get some snaps at fullback last week. What kind of traits do you look for when you're just inserting someone in that role, maybe not on a full-time basis, but on a part-time basis?
Yeah, well, he's done it before, so he's had experience with it before. So there's some advantages to being in the backfield. There's some advantages to being on the line of scrimmage. So he can do both, and that gives us some flexibility and create some different blocking angles, blocking patterns, play actions from those different spots.
Bill, I know we're dealing with a small sample here, but after the Cowboys lost Diggs before the Cardinals game, did you see structurally or maybe man-zone splits with the defensively that shifted knowing they lost out some of the better players in the secondary?
Yeah, I think it'd be hard to, a couple of tendency based on one game. I'm sure DQ did what he felt was best, in the Arizona game. Whether that's what he would do against us or not, I think it's definitely too small of a sample. But Bland's been a good player for him, and they were going to get Lewis in there anyway. So Lewis and Bland were going to kind of look like there was some kind of competition with those guys at star. Lewis was out, but he's back, and he's been back for a couple of weeks. So I think those are their 4 top corners. Gilmore, Diggs, Bland, Lewis. So there's 3 of them are out there. I'd be surprised if he overhauls the defense, I'll put it that way. That would shock me.
Have you seen this defense evolve? I mean, you've been playing Dallas over the years.
Yeah, it's definitely evolved. Well, being the NFC, we didn't see him too much, but Atlanta, 21 in Dallas. Yeah, he's definitely changed some things that he did from Atlanta. Coverage standpoint, some fronts. But we all have. It's part of it. He does a good job. Dan does a great job. I think he's a really good coach.
Mike McCarthy's still there, but different coordinator. Have you seen anything different from Dak Prescott this year?
Oh, I think Dak's talked about his game. I think his comments are probably more relevant than mine. All right. Good. All right. Thank you.
Yes,